Hey guys, I'm Nikki Sizemore. Welcome to my kitchen and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make my curried lentil soup. This curry lentil soup is comfort food at its finest. It is warming, it's healthy, it's delicious, and best of all, it is a cinch to make right in the slow cooker. This recipe is based off of my slow cooker red lentil dal recipe, which I will link to below. Essentially, we're gonna make a thinner version of that dal with all of the curry and the coconut flavors, and we're going to add fresh kale at the end. The kale boosts the nutrition in this soup, and it also adds a delicious flavor and texture. The soup is rich, it's creamy, and yet it's totally dairy-free. This is a vegan lentil soup. The soup is delicious on its own, although we love to dunk in thick slices of my gluten-free skillet cornbread. I'll link to that video below. Stick around and let's head to the kitchen.
We're going to start by prepping the aromatics, which is a fancy term for the onion, garlic, ginger, and spices. We need to give these a jump start before they go in the slow cooker, otherwise they will never completely soften. So in a bowl, combine 1 chopped onion, garlic, ginger, ground cumin, curry powder, and vegetable oil. Season this with salt and pepper, and then guess what guys, we don't even have to use a skillet, we can just microwave this. Although if you prefer to cook it on the stovetop, I do include instructions for how to do that. Microwave this for about 5 minutes until the vegetables are fragrant and soft. Into the slow cooker they go. And now let's talk lentils. We're using red lentils for this recipe. They're one of my favorite ingredients. They're high in fiber, super nutritious, and best of all, you don't have to soak them like you do other beans, but I do suggest you give them a rinse in cold water just to remove any dust or impurities. Add that to the slow cooker along with a can of coconut milk, water, a bay leaf, and then more salt and pepper. Stir this up, and you guys, the soup is ready to go. All we're going to do is cover this and cook it on low until the lentils are softened. It takes about 6 to 7 hours in my slow cooker, but all models are different. And don't use high heat because it causes the lentils to cook unevenly and they can kind of blow out. Give the soup a good stir. It might look a little dark around the edges or a little separated, but it will come together. And then pile in coarsely chopped kale. Stir in the kale, season with a bit more salt and pepper. Then cover the slow cooker, increase the heat to high, and let it cook for about 10 minutes or until the kale is softened. Squeeze in the juice from half of a lime. This is just going to wake up all of the flavors, and be sure to give it a taste at this point to see if it needs any more salt and pepper. You can see how creamy this soup is from the red lentils and the coconut milk. It's got that depth of flavor from the curry powder and the ginger and garlic. This is seriously my favorite winter soup. If you'd like, you can sprinkle a bit of fresh cilantro over top. The soup is so warming and healthy, but satisfying. Even my kids love this slow cooker lentil soup. Now you can serve it all on its own, but we love to dunk in wedges of my easy gluten-free skillet cornbread, and I will be sure to link to that video below.
Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope that you give this curry red lentil soup a try. I've included below a link to the full recipe with all of the measurements, and as always, I would love to hear your comments and your questions below. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you next time.